Meanwhile, we're learning more about a massive crash that shut down parts of Interstate 84 near Multnomah Falls that involved dozens of cars.
Quite the situation.
Yeah.
So let's bring in Ariel Yacobazi. She's live now from Mobile 6, driving close to that scene with some new information on that crash. Ariel, where are you and how's it looking? What can you tell us?
Hey guys, so we're actually about to get back on I-84 westbound. We can't go too far eastbound. We don't want to get caught in the investigation that's underway. But what we just learned just moments ago, before the start of the 5 o'clock newscast, 4 people were injured as a result of that 20 to 40 car pileup just down the way towards Multnomah Falls. Again, 20 to 40 cars were involved. And let's take a look at the roads here right now as we head back towards the Portland area. Definitely covered with potentially ice and some snow here. We just saw some snow plows go through with a sand truck as well, just to try and get things, get as much traction on the roadway as much as possible. So again, just based on what we found from Trip Check, the highway westbound is closed between Hood River and Troutdale at this point. We're still working to find out when that could potentially be open. That's by milepost 35. That's 3 miles just west of Multnomah Falls. So if you're in that area, be sure to avoid it. Just be sure to avoid the roads at all if you can. Things are going to get a little dicier as we head into the overnight hours, and we'll continue to bring you those updates. Now, you can't see it right now, but to the right of me is the Columbia River, and the waters are very choppy here this afternoon. A lot of white caps, but thankfully not many boats at all on the water today, which is a good thing. We want to try to avoid going outside if we can. Again, we did see, just to go back to take a look at this video from earlier this afternoon of the crash. We actually, on our way on I-84, we saw a few cars heading westbound being towed with crunched fronts. Those appear to have been involved in that pileup. Now, we did speak to Captain Kyle Kennedy with Oregon State Police, and he has a message to drivers if they do actually plan to make their way out here this evening.
My message is, really calculate, the risk versus reward of taking that trip right now. The road is very slick. We've seen a significant incident today. We don't want to see that repeat. If you are going to travel, you need to make sure you have water. You need to make sure you have warm clothes and you're prepared for the elements. If you're prepared, you'll be better suited in those scenarios. But again, we're just asking motorists to really consider whether they need to take a trip through an area that's known to be treacherous.
All right, let's take a look back out here live. We see drivers heading eastbound towards the area of the crash. They're definitely driving slow and doing exactly what Captain Kennedy was just telling them to do. Again, make sure you have extra clothes, some gloves. We are in the car right now, but I am definitely geared up, ready to go outside if needed. I've got my gloves next to me and also a nice big jacket just in case we have to go outside. And something else I want to note, as we were driving and kind of hanging out on the side of the road before we went live here, lots of wind gusts. And we just found out about 60 miles per hour actually in Corbett alone. So it's cold, and it gets even colder with those wind gusts, as Josh Kozar just mentioned during his weather forecast just a few moments ago. So make sure that you are ready to go, but try to avoid going outside or leaving your house if at all possible. Now, we'll continue to track updates here on road conditions throughout the evening, but for now I'll send it back to you guys in studio.
All right. Thank you very much, Ariel. And we saw a number of trucks and SUVs involved in that big crash. I-84, always a big trouble spot.
Yeah, especially for even those big cars like you mentioned, Ken. Here's another spot that's had some trouble today. This is the Wood Village area. Treacherous conditions shutting down a portion of Northeast 238th Drive. And this is an area that had more than 20 vehicles involved in crashes. 238th closed between Tree Hill Drive and Gleason. According to the county, Multnomah County, the shutdown started at around 11 a.m. No word yet on when this closed area will reopen. County officials say that it's going to stay closed there until cars and semi-trucks are towed away and when conditions improve.